This is going to be a tutorial on how to sign into Google Drive, your Google account in general, how to use Google Drive, how to make folders, things like that. So when you first go on the internet, you're going to and if you're in Chrome, you can open a new tab and you might see this. If you don't, you can simply just go to google.com and find the sign in button, and you're going to click sign in. So it's important to note that when you sign into Google, you're signing into the entire Google suite. So that means you're signing into Google Drive, you're signing into your school email address, you're signing into Docs and things like that. So you can see here that I have a bunch of accounts saved. You're not going to have that because you're on a network computer on the school. So ignore this. But when you come in here, you should have something that looks like this. It'll prompt you to type in your school email address. So let's do this as an example together. So if I type in my school email, and your school email is going to look a little bit different than mine. I'm going to put it over here. It should be your last name, your first initial, and the year you graduate high school here. And then it's at learn.hohschools.org like everybody else. Your password is going to be your initials, so your first and last initial. Your student ID, or that's also your lunch pin, as some of you know it. And then the letters HOH, no capitals. So let's pretend I put all that in for mine. Whoops. So once you've typed in your password, it will then log you into Google. And you might not see a change, you might be here. But from here, you're going to see this little square. If you click it, you can access the Google suite. So you can access your email account, you can access your Drive account, you can access Sheets, Docs, all sorts of stuff, Maps, anything you want. We're going to go to Drive here. Now, Google Drive is what is referred to as cloud storage. That means that I can store this online, and if I go to this on the internet or another computer, I can download it from anywhere. It's very useful, and you're going to be using it a lot this year. So you're going to see when you come into Drive a couple of things. You're going to see activity that you've been doing, you're going to see the file area, and you're going to see this sidebar. So the first thing I want to show you is how to create a new file in here. So I have a bunch of these, a new folder rather. So what I'm going to do is just pretend I don't have anything in here, and I'm going to go to New. Now when I click New, I can put in some docs, sheets, or slides, which are very useful. I can also create a new folder. Let's left click that. So you want to give your new folder a name. So let's pretend we're going to make a folder. We're just going to do social studies here and hit create. You're going to now notice that, look, I have a social studies folder. So now let's say I want to put something in that folder. There's a bunch of ways. If I upload it to Drive, I can just left click and drag whatever files I want into that folder, and I double click to get in folders, and look at that, our file's in there. I can also just take a file and click and drag from my computer in there. Finally, I can also go to New File Upload and locate the file I want to put in here as well. And you'll see when things are uploading, it gives you a little progress bar. And you're going to see, look, I've uploaded it. That's great. Now let's say I don't want a file. Oh, I made a mistake. I don't want to put this in here. Again, multiple ways to do this. I can right click and hit remove, or I can just left click on it and hit the delete button on my keyboard to remove any files. Now when I right click, I get a bunch of options. I can preview, I can open it with a certain program, I can share it with any of my teachers, I can get a shareable link, I can rename it, I can download it to my computer, I can copy it. It's up to you what you want to do with it, but that's how you can put things in the folder, and then if you right click, you will see a whole bunch of options. So if I want to download it, I would click download there, and it will download to my computer for me. So That's great. I made a folder. What if I want to copy things? Well, if I want to copy a folder, right click, and there is... Okay, so you can't copy it like that. To copy it, you'll just have to make a new folder, and that's okay. So you can see a whole bunch of stuff on the side here. You can see what's in your trash folder. You can see files that have been shared with you. So a lot of times kids will share all sorts of stuff with me to print. You're going to see mostly stuff to see that the teachers have shared with you to print. So that's what that does. Anything you've starred, that's kind of like favoriting it so you can see certain files you want in here. And then your drive is your home. If you're ever in a folder, look up here. It says My Drive. You click it, that'll bring you back to the home folder here. So that's a little bit about Drive. It's really easy to use, and it's really important to use because it keeps your work very organized. So get used to this, learn how to do it, make folders, make files, move them around, copy, paste them, delete them. Get used to this because it's a very important tool in the 6th grade and the entire middle school. So when I'm done in Google Drive, it'll save everything online for me. I can just click my name and click Sign Out. And then I'm all signed out. So that's a brief overview on Google Drive.